Hello, everyone. This is the 14th episode of the Dukes of Degeneracy podcast. I'm here with Alex and Matt, as usual, and we're here for another episode of The Common Grounds. I know it's been a while since we posted, but we're doing our best to get on a consistent schedule here. We'll figure something out. I swear that schedule box will have an episode in advance at some point. Don't worry, but yeah, for now we're still just trying to figure stuff out. We're all in college and stuff. I just realized that that was for the 10th. I think this next one will be coming out in a week from now. So, is there 31st of September?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to say October 1st then.
Today's the 24th, so it'll be for the October 1st. Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna.
Wait, that's my birthday.
Oh no, that's when the video is going up. You silly goose.
That's my birthday.
Happy birthday, Matt! Yay!
You're a week early still.
Well, no, but when people see the video, it's gonna be like, "Happy birthday!"
Oh, I
Matt."
guess so. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Matt! Yay!
I had 21. I can now drink in the U.S. where I will never go because I don't want to go there.
That's fine. You know what? I'm not even gonna try to fight two Canadians on this. It's not even worth it. It's not. Okay. Well. I've been just to start us off here. We've been watching Girls Last Tour, of course, but then I've been watching shows with my dorm or like with my friends and stuff, and so we watched Shadow's House, which is a show by Cloverworks. Pretty mid, not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't recommend
never heard of it.
I don't recommend
think I
it.
want to watch it.
I don't recommend it. And then we're watching Ava right now, and so as you guys know, I've already seen Ava, and I think it's very good, and it's a lot of fun listening to people theorize as to how it's going to end, when I can guarantee that none of their answers were that close to being right. Each answer had a little bit of truth. 24 right now.
24. So now you're at the end where they're either watching the real ending or they're watching the real ending.
Yeah. So so the next time we watch it, which I think is probably going to be tomorrow night, or maybe Sunday night, we're gonna finish it and watch End of Eva, because End of Eva is crucial to the experience.
That's gonna be a fucking roller coaster of a night, dude.
If it wasn't already a roller coaster,
my God.
I remember I was so hyped from when we started the series to get to the episode where like the Ava goes like berserk and shit, and like the arm. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's probably like one of my favorite scenes in anime. Oh yeah, Matt knows what I'm talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know you've totally seen that classic. Yeah, totally. But been having a grand old time with that. It's been hard. I will admit too. Like as we were saying earlier, it's been hard to find time to watch this show as well. Because every time I watch it too, this show I'll say this a little early. It's very comfortable, and so I get very tired when I watch this show. I
was almost falling asleep before we started recording because I was finishing the last few episodes, and I was like starting to nod off. I ordered something so that I would have to go outside, so I'd have to get up.
Yeah. The issue was for me as well as I tried watching it late at night at the end of all my shit, and so I was I would try to watch an episode. I'm way too tired to even pay attention to this. I just gotta call it here. So that was a bit of a struggle. But other than that,
we'll talk about that later.
Haikyuu clips, as usual.
Jesus.
You just can't get away from them.
You can't. You really can't.
On YouTube, you're like, oh, Haikyuu clip. I've seen this 6 times, but I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
Your Haikyuu is just my VTuber. That's all it is. That's all it is.
But it's not.
But it's not. But it's
because we're watching the same shit.
My VTuber clips are just your Haikyuu clips. That's all it is.
No, because we're watching the same shit. You're watching the same person.
We're watching the same
shit
over and over again. The same exact clip over and over.
But it doesn't matter. You just watch the same thing over and over again. And you're like, yes, this is still fucking amazing. Yeah. Give me more. Keep recommending me this, YouTube.
Same dopamine hit as you do the first time you see it. So,
pretty much.
Yeah.
How about you, Matt?
I haven't watched literally anything aside from Girls Last Tour since we last recorded. I have been heavily addicted to Dead by Daylight, so that's a thing.
God, here we go.
Alex, this is your
You
fault.
became the.
This is your
no,
fault.
no, no,
This
no,
is your
no.
fault, Alex.
It's actually not my fault.
It's not.
Sure,
No, it's
I'm
not.
sure Alex
It's absolutely
had some
not my
part
fault.
to
It's one of my
play.
other friends.
I haven't played Dead by Daylight with Matt yet, and actually, I'm at the end of my Dead by Daylight phase for like this month. So it's unfortunate that once Matt's getting into it, I'm getting out. So I'll see you in a couple of months when I get back into the game.
Okay.
But
To put it in perspective, I owned the game for 7 days and had 40 hours in it. So I don't think I've put that many hours into a game in that short of a period of time. Probably since I switched to PC for Siege, probably, which is like, ew. That's a lot of time on that game. It's a lot of time.
Okay, you sound like a League addict. All I'm saying.
But aside from that, not really much else has been going on. I've just been focusing on number one, I've been focusing on getting my place sorted because as you can see, I actually have stuff up on the walls now.
You got decor?
I have a couch.
You have decor, furniture.
I've got, what else did I get? I have my TV set up, so that's pretty cool.
Pog.
I got lights up. Yeah. So I've actually been doing stuff to my house to get it more like home, more like a home, because it was just kind of empty for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Now it's an actual living space, you know.
Yeah. So I've just been doing a lot of adulting, basically. That's pretty much it. Just adulting.
Oh man. And
school. So yeah. Not a whole lot of time for other stuff right now, but hey.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm still I'm getting by. I'm having a good time. I'm very happy with how much my place has gotten more homey. So yeah. You know what? Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
At the end of the day.
What about you, Alex?
Oh boy. I have watched and played a lot since we last recorded. I played through the first bit of Nier Replicant, which I was very eager to play at the end of April. What's Nier Replicant? So, you know Nier Automata?
Yeah.
It's a prequel, but the Replicant is they remastered it.
Oh.
So, I was really excited for when it was going to come out, in April, end of April, but that was also when finals were happening. Mm-hmm. So, I decided to stick to making sure I was getting good grades, and then I didn't feel like playing the game until now.
Until 5 months later?
Yeah, but it was really good, and I have to now 100% the game like I will with every Nier game from here on out.
Is it as good or better than Automata, or?
That's hard to tell, because a lot of it is that their stories are linked. So, I liked Automata, and I like Replicant separately, but putting them together just makes it all the better because you see the links between the two games, which makes it a lot better, past and future. So, yeah. Incredible game. I started playing Guilty Gear again. That's a fun game, I guess. I love the fighting game grind. Oh boy. I finished Tokyo Revengers. Look, that was a painful 9 episodes in one day.
No one forced you to watch it. No one forced you to watch it. If you,
I did.
You went into it not wanting to watch it, and then you just finished it. That's you. That's I think it was Ant was the one that said it when we were in the Discord. Was it Ant or Cav or somebody? Probably yeah. Ant was literally everyone that he's heard about Tokyo Revengers from has said that it's good, except for Alex. All I'm saying.
Yeah. I just didn't. And then one of the guys that has watched or has read the manga, he's like, yeah, the anime shit. And I'm like, good. I have some. I'm living in an echo chamber now. Thank God. I'm not the only one. No, I thought the ending was kind of dog shit. And I just wish they would have ended on a better note. I mean, obviously there's more of a story, but I just think that they jumped through so many hurdles to a very mediocre end. That's all. So,
I will say that the ending did feel just like another arc, you know. It didn't feel like a season wrap up per se. But I mean, you know, at least there's some progression going on. So there's that differentiation, right, between where Takemichi was at the start to where he is now at the very least, right? So
Yeah, of course.
there's at the very least I can say that about the ending, and like, I can understand that like, Tokyo Revengers doesn't have like the most action or whatever, and like when it does, it's fine, but like the animation kind of isn't that great, so it does take away from it a little bit. That's why I'm hoping that they do kind of get a better budget for this next season, because given how popular it was, but and then I can understand like I would say the pacing got a lot better in like the second 2/3 of the show, but the first like third of the show was kind of not great pacing, and so.
Well, yeah, but like Bloody Halloween was like 5 episodes.
What's your point?
I don't know,
think it was
man. Like,
like-
I
I think it was
don't
like
know.
3.
I don't know if that's good pacing.
I think it was like
Because that just
3.
that was it 3? It felt like ages.
Because it was like the fight, and then like and then I think Baji showed up, and then the stab, and then the wrap up.
all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was 3. I mean, that was like the
So-
big event of the season. And there's like
I
so many other
guess.
shonen anime that make it that is like so much worse with that shit.
I don't know, man.
I'm not wrong.
Just because Tokyo Revengers does what some anime failed to do does not mean that they did it
That's
well.
not what I'm
all.
saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that other shows, other shonen have it worse, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair, right?
And so like I guess
I-
you would say that the shonen genre in general has shit pacing at that point.
I'm blessed that I haven't watched too much shonen because that's just not my thing.
Mhm.
And I guess this is like I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm good. I'm going back.
It's like the equivalent of the meme where it's like the pink blob like in that box, and then they go out of the box and
Yeah.
get punched, and then just goes back in the box.
Yeah, I'll try a seasonal shonen. Nope, never mind. Nope, that's not happening again. Other than
You weren't enjoying it, and then you decided to watch the last 9 episodes. That's
Look,
I don't know what to tell you
it's
at that point, dude.
It's a virtue. I always want to finish everything I start.
Ah.
Which with that, Love Live Superstar is incredible. Dragon Maid Season 2, I'm almost done it, but it's really good. And I started watching another show, which I'm going to maybe recommend at the end of today, unless we feel like we're just going to do something else, like we discussed at the beginning of the podcast, but I'll just mention it anyways.
Mhm.
I watched the first episode of Star Wars Visions.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Actually, I did want to talk about that actually, because like so today I went to the anime club meeting, right? Cringe, I know, but just bear with me here, okay? Because so we were choosing what show to watch next, and like they decided on seasonals because they didn't want to choose a show that like everyone's already seen before. So they ended up rolling with, so like they gave us a bunch of options. It was like Platinum End or whatever the fuck it's called.
Mhm. Platinum End.
Blue Period, the Star Wars, what is it called?
Star Wars Visions.
Visions. What else is there? Mushoku Tensei, and and Komi-san. And so like we ended up like everyone just voted, and then whichever 2 got the most votes, that's what we would be watching for the semester, I guess. And also oddly enough, 86 was not there, which a little surprising, but whatever.
Well, like 86. Well, it was 86 season 2, was it not?
Yeah, but Mushoku Tensei was there too.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't. Okay, but anyways, we did end up voting on Star Wars. I voted on Star Wars as well, not because I really want to watch it. Although I will say the trailer did kind of entice me a bit, but because I chose a show that I actually felt like I wouldn't be watching on my own. So, because like of the shows that they listed, like Mushoku Tensei, Komi-san, which actually based on the trailer that they showed, it actually looked like it was adapted pretty well. I will admit. Like a lot better than I thought, at least based on what I've read from the manga, because I've read 100-something chapters or something. And then what were the other shows? Blue Period actually looked a little bit interesting. That was like the drawing one. Platinum End, not really. That looked pretty basic, but it did. Like what I'm saying is that we're gonna be watching the Star Wars one in our club, and actually looked pretty interesting because I'm pretty sure it's by Trigger, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Or a
yeah.
collaboration of a bunch of studios,
You're
like
kind of right.
Wit
Yeah.
and
So
Trigger.
it's 9 individual episodes,
Uh-huh.
and each episode was relegated to to one anime studio
Uh-huh.
to come up with their own story and animate it. So each episode is done by a different studio. I think episode 3 is
Oh.
Trigger, but I've only seen episode 1, and episode 1 was it was really good. I watched it once on my own, and I got my dad, who doesn't give a shit about anime, to sit down and watch it with me, and he liked it, and he kept watching it. So my dad is further in than I am.
That like makes a lot of sense, because I was watching that trailer and there are so many different art styles and like also all these different characters and shit. So I wasn't sure what the fuck was going on in regards to like what it was even about.
So with that, that reminds me a lot of a show that I started watching a couple of years ago when it first came out. It's called Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh yeah.
Same idea. They do individual episodes, and every episode is like taken on by a different studio or developer, whatever the heck you want to however you want to call it. And they all like have very, very different styles. They're totally disconnected with storyline. They're all just like individual. Like it's all episodic, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, and I really liked that show. Like Love, Death, and Robots remains one of my like favorite, like go back to and watch like an episode or two, like a few of my favorite episodes. Like I fucking love a few of those episodes. So I'm really hoping that like if Star Wars Visions is like anywhere close to that it'll just be like another one of those shows where I can just go back and watch a couple of my favorite episodes wherever I want, you know, and just kind of like, I don't really rewatch stuff a whole lot usually, but with those kinds of shows, it's easy, right? Because it's just one episode. I just throw on for 20 minutes. I watch it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's really good.
Oh yeah.
And then I go back to
the
rest of my life,
way,
you know.
Where like when I rewatch shows, it's sometimes I'll do it for like specific reasons, but for the most part, I only rewatch shows when I'm like eating lunch or some shit, and I just need to put something on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so like 1 or 2 episodes, it's like all I need. And so typically I default to things like Violet Evergarden, or you know, maybe I'll just watch like the ending of a Haikyuu game or something like that.
Fair.
Gotta plug in Haikyuu again. Just
fair.
By the way, guys, I watch Haikyuu. Okay.
By the way, guys, I watch Haikyuu.
But yeah, I'm like the same way where it's like episodic or like, you know, something really short, like especially for rewatching and stuff, is gonna be nice, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be some good stuff.
I honestly wasn't that excited for the seasonals this season until actually I went to the club and we watched those trailers, and I was like, huh, okay, I guess I'll watch some of it, you know.
Do you want to talk about any of the seasonals right now?
Man, I'm just looking forward to the next season of Mushoku Tensei, honestly.
So okay, actually, I'm curious. Is Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer, are those next seasons coming out this season or not? Because they're not. Winter. Okay, because I don't see them on Mall. And like, I know one of the persons I was talking to the other day was saying that the Demon Slayer season 2 comes out in 2 weeks. But I don't think that's true.
They might be tripping.
Yeah.
I think they're tripping.
That's what I was thinking too. Because I'm like, I feel like there'd be way more hype generated around it, you know?
Well, so was there any shows that, like, apart from the anime club stuff that you're going through, is there any other shows that you like actually want to watch? I assume you want to watch Komi-san, because
so the initial plan was to watch Komi-san and Mushoku Tensei, because I've read a bit of Komi-san and I was like, okay, why not? And then Mushoku Tensei, obviously, because we watched season 1 and I enjoyed it, so I'm like, okay, I'll watch season 2. But then of the stuff that I saw, you know, from the club or whatever, again, Blue Period interests me, and maybe the Star Wars one too. The Star Wars one's going to be held at their meetings, so I might just go to those or something, just to like meet people and shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like at least one show I plan to watch now because I went to that meeting and I was like, oh wait, the seasonal's actually like pretty decent this season. Not to mention, too, there's a JJK movie coming out, which, very nice, very nice. Oh, actually, my friend's watching JoJo, so actually today, during my engineering class, which was a Zoom call, and just bear with me here, past 2 weeks they've done nothing, so I wasn't paying attention. Me and my friends were just watching part 4, so, nice.
Good part.
It is, dude. I will not lie, though, like, one of my friends that watches it is, like, I think I might have mentioned this before, but it's like one of those, like, you know, he didn't know anything about the Monogatari series, apparently, but like he knows like the weirdest shit about like JoJo's, you know what I mean? So it's like whatever show he watches, he's really into, and like I don't know.
Nothing else. And then just nothing else.
And so like I find myself a lot, which guys remember, JoJo's in my 3x3. I love JoJo's, but I find myself quite often what's the word I'm looking for? Like knowingly like steering the conversation away from JoJo's because I just don't want to be talking about it. That's all he talks about. I'm like, oh my god. I'm just trying to like you know.
Yeah, try to talk about anything else.
Yeah.
Matt, I don't think you had something to say there when we talked about seasonals.
I did, and so one thing that I wanted to mention that I've heard that World Trigger third season is apparently supposed to be where like the best part of what happens in the manga and stuff like that, like all like the source material. That's supposed to be like the best part of where that's like going to be happening. And I watched the first like I don't know 10 episodes or so of World Trigger like quite a while ago, and I ended up just like dropping it because I was like, it doesn't really seem that like terribly interesting. I'm just gonna like I have stuff that I want to watch otherwise. I'm not gonna watch it. But the more I've been hearing about like the latter seasons of or the later seasons of World Trigger, like season 2 apparently was really good as well. Season 3 is supposed to be even better. I feel like I might have to pick up World Trigger again because I am kind of interested to see, because it's kind of like one of those shows that I was like it seems kind of basic, and like it starts out pretty basic, but from what I've heard, it does actually end up getting like really good, and it's actually quite unique and interesting. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll pick up World Trigger again. Maybe. Maybe I'll think about it.
I don't know a lot about World Trigger or whatnot, but I believe like at least amongst like in this season, it is probably like one of the larger IPs, isn't it?
It's slightly bigger. It's not World Trigger has a much more like smaller like dedicated community versus like a
so
large,
it's more cult-like,
you know, like
whatever.
Kind of, but not cult like, more like just it has like just a smaller dedicated community. Like they're like people that like World Trigger like definitely like they really like Cult Trigger or World Trigger, but it's like it's not like I don't know. I mean, it's not even as like small as like say even the Monogatari series. Like I consider that to be like sometimes like it seems like not a lot of people I talk to have seen all of the Monogatari series, but the people who I know who have seen it and like have watched all of it really love it. And that's what I kind of see with like World Trigger as well, where it's like people are like, it's not a terribly widely known anime, but like people that do like it really like singing its praises. So
yeah.
I'm interested in picking it up again. I'm thinking about it. I might do it. We'll see.
Okay.
I never heard of World Trigger.
Never?
I feel like I've heard of it, but like looking at it, I know nothing about it.
I think I only knew it from like my IRLs that were like would talk about it here and there. I think. I don't even know. I know I knew of it, but I don't know anything about it, and I just know that people talked about it, but I don't know that much about it, to be honest.
I mean, it's one of those shows that, like I said, it's definitely like it looks very basic and very like one-dimensional when you first look at it, and that's exactly what I thought when I first started it as well. I mean, I started watching it because I saw YouTube clips, and it's literally the same YouTube clips as like when you see like Irregular Magic High School YouTube clips, where it's like just OPMC does cool things, you know, like.
God.
Like
no,
it's like that kind of shit, right?
For me. I'm like,
and that's what I mean. Like that. Like at that point, that I was like looking for that shit, and so I got into it, and then I kind of like was like, I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to watch this, and then I'll just drop it and put it to the side for now. So yeah, I might pick it back up because apparently, like I said, I've heard it's gotten really good more recently, even though like it starts out kind of basic and not very interesting. But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe that.
I have nothing for season. Nothing interests me this season.
Nothing.
You're not gonna watch Komi-san?
I found
Mushoku?
shows that I'll give a spin. I'm not watching that. Sorry.
No,
like
maybe
Mushoku
I mean, like I don't feel like I want to watch more than I have to. That's all. Like if I hear good, if
Would
I hear
you give
big
it a
praises
7?
about it, I give it like a 7 or something. Yeah. Like I don't know, man. If I hear good, like really good things about it, then maybe I'll pick it back up like mid-season. But I have no desire to pick it up at the beginning of the season. There's one show about a girl who sees paranormal stuff and tries to piss off the ghosts by ignoring them that I'm gonna watch. Don't care the concept alone. Look, it sounds funny, so I'll watch it.
So you chose that over Mushoku Tensei.
And there's another show that's
Okay.
something about ASMR. I don't really know what it's about, but that sold me, so I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
Sure, dude.
I'm the simple man. That's all.
You have fun
There's
with
a
that.
there's a Monogatari fucking thing
That's
here.
not
Is it not
Monogatari.
part of the Monogatari series?
It's just
okay,
it's
I was
just
gonna say,
named Monogatari.
I just saw the word Monogatari and I was
Alright,
like,
so-
oh, that's
I'm
the
gonna give
thing.
you-
Well,
I'm gonna give you a
doesn't
Japanese
Monogatari
lesson.
refer to like cycle or something like that?
So quick Japanese lesson. Monogatari means story.
Okay.
So
Okay,
anything
so
that
fair
has
enough.
Monogatari in the title means story of something or something story.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Makes
Specifically with the
sense.
Monogatari series, it's always one big word. It's like, so for example, Bakemonogatari is the monster story, and then Nisa Monogatari is the fake story. You know, it's
Okay.
all that. When you have something like
Gotcha.
Katana, like Katanagatari, that's just a portmanteau of Katana and Monogatari. That's not Monogatari. That's just a different show that uses Monogatari in the title.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. I gotcha.
Thank
So,
you for the
don't know what that
Japanese
is
lesson.
either. You're welcome. I'm
But-
the whitest guy. Yeah, probably the whitest guy in here.
I mean, you guys
I
could
don't-
roll
it's
the
not-
dice.
it's
It
not
really
it's not
wouldn't
like we're
matter.
competing.
It's
It's not like
between
we're
me or
competing
Matt.
here.
Or flip a coin, you know?
No, I think it's Ryan actually.
Oh, really? If you saw where I lived, actually, you'd be right. But yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
on to the main topic, because remember, you know, we all did watch a show, so we could talk about it.
we did do that.
Girls Last Tour. I guess we'll start with the ratings here. I think I'm gonna get. Hold on, before we say ours though, Matt, can I guess yours?
Go for it.
5.
No.
Okay.
No. Come on, I wasn't that.
I don't
that
know.
upset with it.
You know, I felt like you wouldn't really like this show. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I gave it a 7. I gave it a 7.
Okay, so did I.
Because okay, we'll finish and I'll explain because
Yeah. What about you, Alex?
I personally gave it an 8.
Oh, an 8. Okay, so you
Yeah.
guys like this show more than I thought you guys would. Okay.
I've had the show on my like I'm in my blinders for a while. Like
Okay.
I've wanted to watch it for a while, just never got to
Okay,
it.
because I know when I was watching it, I was like, I know I enjoy this, but like, well, the others enjoy this.
okay, Ryan, what was yours? Because I want to explain in a sec. So
Okay, so when I sent the picture to the Discord, but do not click on it if you plan on reading the manga because that is a major spoiler. So that's Alex.
Gotcha.
But I saw that picture because my friend, so like I have friends that I watch anime with all the time, right? And so I had us all make 3x3s, and then we just showed it to each other and stuff. And so he made a manga one as well, and the center of his manga one was Girls Last Tour, and also his wallpaper engine was that picture that I showed you that I sent to the general. And I saw that, and I was like, "That's Girls Last Tour," and I was like, and like that's what got me intrigued about the show, and like thinking about like the premise or whatever. I was just like, what I was hoping to get out of it was to just kind of like, you know, gain a little more appreciation for, you know, the little things in life, you know. That's what I was hoping for. And also because I saw that wallpaper, I'm like, okay, there's obviously more to the show than I think there is on the surface level, you know what I mean? That's why I think I had some level of expectation that I would have pulled something pretty meaningful from it, which it was episodic. I don't think there was as much of an overarching like theme. At least it wasn't as apparent as like the episodic ones, obviously, right? Because for most of the episodes, they kind of had their own little theme going on, right? And which is fine. Like I have no complaints regarding that.
Yeah,
but-
I like the format where it was like one episode with the two of them, and then an episode with somebody else that comes in, then an episode with the two of them, then an episode with somebody else that comes in, and they obviously wouldn't be like on and off. But I feel like there was like one point where there was like 2 episodes on their own, and they had somebody else come in after that. But it was nice seeing like a little bit of variation, and
I
kind
agree.
of seeing how the things that they encounter get weirder and weirder as the story goes by.
Yeah.
So that they're not just being like regular ass people all the time. They're like, all right, so we got this dude who makes maps, cool. Then we have this crackhead scientist, okay. Then we have this fucking robot.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we have
what even is this?
we had like I don't even know what the fuck that was. Like the aliens or whatever the fuck. But
okay, so like I started watching this show the first probably 6 episodes, 6 or 7 episodes. I was like, this is like a 5 or a 6. I was like, this shit is fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like I the way the show is laid out and the way that things happen, I was like, there's just like nothing happening in every episode. Like,
Slice of life, to be
it's like
fair.
one thing happening.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's like, okay, I could see that happening the whole time. That's what you built up for the whole episode. Cool, it's done. Okay, and then we're just on to the next one, I guess. Like, it was just like, because I need lots happening.
Yeah.
My brain does not work well with this kind of show because I just get bored so easily. Like, this is the kind of show where I was like, I put it on, and then I'd like go on my phone and like open up Twitter and like scroll for a bit. And I'd be like, oh, look up. Oh, same thing's happening still. All right, I'll go back on my phone. it was that kind of like, it wasn't that bad, like where I was like constantly distracted, but it was like I constantly like was like looking for something to do at the same time because I wasn't missing much.
It was
when I was
like pulling you in. You were just
right, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it was like I was like it's cute. It's very cute. It's very like it's very comfy. It's nice. But I was like, this isn't like, it's nothing special, and it's not like, it's just not that interesting. Like like all of their like little like exchanges and stuff, like it's like they have like nice little exchanges where they like talk about something for like a little bit, and then they, you know, they've had I had a couple good moments where they had like some nice social commentary, and I was like, that's not bad. But like, they did it for like 3 seconds, and now it's done, and now and that's the rest, and that's it. That's my mental stimulation for the whole episode. And I was like, okay, well, this is back to me just like being a vegetable, I guess, while I watch this show. And like up until the episode where they find the cut, as they call them.
Yeah.
Wait, that
like,
late?
That was where I got interested, because I was like, now there's like interest in the world. Like, now that got me interested in the world, because before that I was like, oh, it's just post-apocalyptic, everything's dead, who cares? I don't really care what happened, why everything happened. I don't give a shit about any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, it's post-apocalyptic, that's just the setting, that's it. Like, there's nothing to it. But when I saw that happen, and I saw like how that creature was like able to like eat bullets and like was able to like power shit for them, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. This is like,
that was like
a
the
little more
last
interesting
like
than I thought.
3 episodes.
Yeah, the last 3 episodes. Yeah, the last 3 or 4 episodes basically was when I like, and that was what, because I was hovering at like a 6, because I was like, this is like a nice show. It's comfy. It's fun. Not my thing, but it's all right.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's fine. So it's like a 6 out of 10 was like, that would have been perfect for me. But the last few episodes, I was like, you know what? That was like an interesting like few episodes, and I was like, you know what? I can probably get this a 7 comfortably. Like, I was like, you know, this is pretty good.
Okay, so I'd say like one of the best points about this show, aside from its comfort factor, right? This is what it's intended to do. Is actually, I'd say when I got interested is probably when the plane showed up, and I think that's when the world building is what I was going to say is like the next best part of the show. It, like, started to kick in my opinion, where it's like, you know, we have like we're starting to get a little bit more of a grasp on these like multiple levels, you know. There's like this girl's like, you know, trying to go to like this island or some shit. I don't fucking know.
She was just going to a different city, no? She was just like
something
trying to go to the
that,
next
yeah,
city or
different
whatever.
city or whatever. But like, and then you know, we see the robots and stuff, right? We see like the graveyard. And then of course, yeah, cut, and then like all the weapons and all that jazz and stuff. I think like the world building, how it like, it's very like, it's very slow, like, I'll admit that, but like, I felt like it was certainly like, it certainly made it worth the watch, I'd say. Like, I really enjoyed that part of it, just learning about like what the hell happened and stuff. I mean, like, maybe the camera, like, I don't know if that was a cop-out or not, just because, like...
It kind of seemed like a gimmick. It kind of seemed like a gimmick for a lot of the show.
No. What I'm saying is because the camera just kind of dumped everything that kind of happened, you know? And so I don't know if there was, like, maybe a smarter way of doing that. But, like, other than that, like, I felt like it was really cool. Like, seeing, like, those big, you know, pillars, right? Of, like, the faces, whatever the fuck cut was, you know? Or whatever creature we want to call that.
Shrink the males.
Yeah. Like... I don't know. I was like, I was interested enough to be like, what happened here? You know, what is the world like now? You know, and it's like, I guess like maybe to a degree, you know, you're like, okay, this is post-apocalyptic, but like we don't know what's up there. I guess like we don't know if like some hot like, you know, people up on the top are chilling, or like, you know, there's like still like this old city, or like where do they come from too, right? Because we don't know what happened with their grandpa until the very end, and stuff like that. There was like still a lot of things kind of up in the air and stuff, and then but then they were like, no, never mind, everyone's actually okay. Another quick question. So does that mean the map guy and the plane lady are dead?
The map guy, we don't know, because he just said he was going to go north and go make another map. Plane lady just fell to, like, multiple levels, so
But-
she probably is dead.
Well, no, because
Well,
the aliens.
the creature said that, as far as we know, you're the last two humans alive. That's what they said, right?
Yeah, that is what they
So
said.
that presumably means that Kanazawa and Ishii are both dead, like that.
Yeah.
Presumably, anyways.
Who knows? I'm pretty sure Kanazawa's still alive, because he was like, yeah, I lost my life's work, but like I can figure myself out.
Well, we
yeah,
don't know
Ishii-
how long it had been. You know.
Yeah, we don't know how long it'd been, but also Ishii.
Well,
kinda, like,
actually, you can't know how long it's been, because if you look at the pictures,
Oh, they have the
they have
date.
dates on them.
Oh.
So I noticed that when I was like just they were taking pictures, I think, of the windmill, like that big like multi-paneled windmill thing.
that was
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
That was
They
sick.
took a picture of that, and I was like, wait a minute, they have a date on that camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I paused it and I looked at the date, and I think at that point it was like March 4th, 32, 31 or something like that. So I'm sure that if you went back to like one of their first few pictures where they do like the in-camera perspective and they have the little date in the bottom right corner, you could probably find out how much time has passed from there, because I'm assuming it's probably been at least a few months, because they had season changes.
Yeah.
So and you know, it also is possible that's like, you know, fucking nuclear winter, that kind of thing. That's also a possibility. So maybe there wasn't actually any season changes and I'm just tripping. But presumably that means it was a significant amount of time. And like in that case, I wouldn't be surprised if that means that both of those people that they met at that point are dead now. Because, you know, the whole point of those creatures is to, like, you know, survey and like consume like weapons and shit, right? Aren't they basically just designed to just destroy weapons, essentially?
That's what it seemed like. Which, oddly enough, the little one had powered the previous one.
Yeah.
That like blew
Homie
up
messed
the
up.
city. Yeah. But I mean, that's the interesting point. The interesting part, though, right? I guess to get back to my point, I guess, is that you know, kind of learning about what the world is like at that point, what had happened, and all that stuff. I don't know. That I think that's what kept me watching, I'd say, because I will admit though, like by the end of the show, like when it was getting closer to the end, I was like, okay, how can they wrap this up, right? Because it's like what questions or what problems were posed at the beginning of the show that, like, you know, that we're leading up to now, because I don't think there was any character arcs. If it was just like Chi-chan getting over her fear of heights or something, that would have been so boring, you know. Like that would just be shit writing at that point.
I guess it was just them like realizing that like they only have each other. I guess that would be the character arc I would assume, is that like they just kind of took each other for granted and held each other at gunpoint over rations. But then at the end, it was like, you know what?
That's a bit of a stretch.
I don't know.
I wouldn't use that.
Like,
I wouldn't use that phrase.
We only have each other. We should probably like cherish our time together.
Yeah, that, but not hold each other. They weren't fighting each other for survival, by any means.
Well, look, if I point a car 98K at you and say, "Give me your apple,"
that was in the
I'm
first
pretty sure you give me
episode.
my apple.
That was in the first episode. That never happened again.
Character development.
Way to go, you learned how to not point guns at Chi. Like, way to go,
Way
dude.
to ask for things instead of demanding it with guns.
So,
I mean, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is what I realized was that it was about the world itself and what was going on with it and all that jazz, I guess. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
fair enough.
That's I guess that's why I'm giving it a 7. I think it doesn't get an 8 or like anything above because
Mm-hmm.
I mean it wasn't very character arc heavy, I would say, which whatever, and it's not like it just wasn't for me. I mean, like, it was a comfy show, it did its job, and it was an interesting watch, but it was a little bit slow, like you guys were talking about. Not a lot happens in every moment, which it could be seen as a good or bad thing, but I very much enjoy those like very heavy shows like Origairu, like Evangelion, like I feel like the little pieces of information that I could get with each watch and all that jazz, or like the more I pay attention, the more I get out of it. I feel like I like that type of stuff, and so
Yeah.
I can
fair
recognize that a lot of people would like this show, and like it does a good job at what it's supposed to do. But I'm not gonna sing this to the gods or nothing. Although
enough.
I am very interested to read the manga and just finish up whatever's left. I don't know how much is left though, but that ending panel just looks so like, I don't know. It's like very enticing for me to watch.
I will not be finishing it. I was like, all right, that's a cute ending. I'm done. Thanks. Bye. Like, that's kind of
next.
Right? Like, I was just like, all right, that was cute. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. That's it.
So, I want to quickly preface why I gave it an 8. And for me, like, I was bordered between a 7 or an 8. I couldn't tell which one I wanted to give. But a lot of the times when I rate a show, I like to rate it towards like the other shows I have and kind of see if it fits in, Because if I can see that the one show is like, if I want to give a show an 8 and it's on the same level as a show that is like really good, I'm like, okay, maybe I should like look a little lower, and if it fits in there, then obviously that's probably where it sits for me, because I don't want to just give it a number immediately.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think it's anywhere near as good as my 9s, but I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as my 7s. And I also have Eurocamp in my 8s. I think that this, like, I knew what I was getting into going into this, and for me, where Eurocamp just made me was like educational and cozy, this was like warming, but also like questioning. Like it kept me interested in terms of like questioning what the hell the world was.
Yeah.
Because from the beginning, I'm like, what is this place? And then as I go on, I just like they're not telling me anything. It's just more questions. But like I was, instead of me being frustrated with it, I was actually drawn in. Like, okay, cool. I kind of want to keep knowing. I'm still cozy, and I'm still enjoying it. But I'm not hating the fact that they're not telling me anything.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it was very much drip fed, but like, I mean, again, I think that was like one of the better parts of the show. Is that?
But that's the thing. Is I wasn't too worried about like character building, or I mean, like in this case here, like I kind of view it like this in my mind. This is Eurocamp minus the cozy, nonsensical. I don't want to worry about it, and more of the almost philosophical.
They did impose a lot of like interesting like questions and stuff.
Yeah. So instead of it being like, oh, cozy girls are making food and camping, it's cozy girls are questioning morality and life as they see it.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't say is better or
the casual
worse.
Conversation while driving on their tank is just like,
yeah.
It's like, what do you consider living? What is living?
Yeah. I was like, where Eurocamp, I came out of it being really very much like, man, that was nice and enjoyable and cozy.
I feel warm inside.
It was like, damn, machines and aliens and shit.
Yeah.
Oh. But like, I do want to read the manga. And I feel like if I read the manga, that'll round it out to be like, yeah, for sure 8. I have a feeling. But for sure, it's like just teetering on an 8.
Yeah.
But as soon as I read it, I have a feeling that it'll definitely push me to an 8. So.
I definitely plan on
hope you
keeping
guys
it at a
enjoy your
7
reading.
unless the ending like really blows my mind. But we could just for the fact of, as you mentioned earlier, I think like based on the other shows that I have as 8s right now, like I just don't see myself kind of comparing it to that level,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So.
But.
All right. Do you have any favorite characters?
Favorite characters. I mean.
There's only like 2 that you can choose from. Like, which one do you like better?
Actually, okay, I will say I really liked
me.
the plane arc though. I really did. The plane arc was.
I mean, sure.
Bro, the robot episode got me active. A robot episode was definitely my favorite.
Oh yeah,
the
what was
robot
the
one
what
was
was the
good, too.
robots? Was the
Because
robot have a name? Was like
I don't think it did.
what was the name?
No,
again?
no,
Not
they
a
just didn't.
name.
They just
Yeah,
didn't
that
refer
robot's
to
my
it at
favorite.
all. But the robot episode was like, it was like, oh yeah, I'm a machine, but like, I want that download. You want to kill that guy? That'd be cool.
Well, no, he
And
didn't
then they're
suggest
like,
Can you just kill
he
my
didn't suggest
coworker,
killing
please?
the robot, did he?
No, he was like, hey, if you don't kill that guy, the entire aquarium and I are gonna die. So if you want to like take care of him, maybe.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, fuck it, we love fish.
He was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll blow up a fucking robot for this. Let's go.
I will say though, right? Because it's like, okay, like yes, that is what happened. I'm not gonna say that didn't happen, but like the little moments, I feel like that moment she was on its back and that robot like looks at her, right? Because it's like the question posed the question posed at the beginning of the show is what is alive, right? And then of course as soon as they started talking about that, I knew that was gonna be like what was going to happen. It's like, oh, now we're gonna see like this form of artificial life, right? And we saw that in the robot, right? And so and like, you know, like they kind of come to realize what exactly is life, because now they've kind of subconsciously declared that this robot is considered alive, right? And then like that moment that the other robot looks at her, because she hadn't considered the big construction robot as alive, at least subconsciously, up until that point where it looks at her and she realizes like, oh, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, because like, you know, there's this question of what's alive or not throughout the show, and then now you're taking one life in exchange for another. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like those like little moments is what kind of makes it like, I don't know. You know, it definitely makes it better than just like the typical comfy show, in my opinion. I think that's what pushes it ahead.
It's a bit better, but it's not enough for another rating, in my opinion.
No,
like
I
another,
agree. I
like
agree.
A plus
but
one,
it,
you know?
but it
That's
pushes
what
it
I think.
above the other comfy shows, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
same thing with
Well,
the
like,
girl
it's-
on the plane, where it's like, because I had noticed actually before she had taken off on that plane, you know, she's like, oh, I'm glad I met you guys and stuff. But like throughout the entire show, she didn't like smile until after her plane crashed and shit. And I don't know. It's just like those little things sometimes that I don't know can make it a little bit. I guess, like I said earlier, the more you pay attention, you know, a little bit more you'll get out of it. And like that was one of the instances where it did. It doesn't do that all the time, but that was one of the instances that it did help. So.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, obviously, apart from like all the side characters, I think I liked Chi a lot, but
There's only two
again, you're like,
characters.
I mean, you're flipping a coin on your favorites.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a
So,
favorite. I mean, they both.
I don't really
They're both.
care.
Yeah, they're both. They're both good characters. No, neither of them were really annoying or anything like that, and like they were both distinct. I don't know. I don't have any
Yeah.
complaints, but I'm not like
It was
I'm not
very
like
much
I'm not gonna
brains and
stand any
brawn.
of these characters. You know what I mean?
The Adventures of Bingus and Bongus over there. Jesus Christ. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, it was fun. Yeah, it was like I've been meaning to watch the show. Also, opening and ending. I love both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
the ending
they're
is
cute,
incredible
yeah.
because I actually that shit's on my playlist. Only problem is that I will always remember, even before I watch this, I will always remember Girls Last Tour as the show where they have a dab in the anime opening.
Yeah. I
I'm
saw
not
that and
sure
I was
if you
like, wait,
noticed
they
that,
just
but-
fucking dab? I was like,
Like-
no way.
Like it is very much like that opening is a product of its time with the dance moves.
Yeah.
But
Which
like,
is
I
really
was
cool,
like,
though. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's the only reason I remember the opening is because I'm like,
That is
oh
a-
god, they dab.
Which you show, you know, you're a time traveler and you show someone from the future. It's like, this is what my time made, and it's like you show them the anime OP. This is from my
This is
time.
what we came up with.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's cool. Okay, I'm gonna give the OP extra points just for that because I really wasn't paying attention.
Just for
that
the
much
dab?
To it. Yeah, just for the dab.
Just for the dab.
Actually, what I liked a lot was the soundtrack. Actually,
Yeah, the soundtrack is incredible.
It was
There are some points
very
where I was
good.
like, a lot of it I was sitting in call and watching it just passively,
Mhm.
but there's some points where I'm like, this is like beautiful.
yeah, I know,
And I
right?
just definitely myself, I'm like, oh my god, this is like.
It definitely elevated
Really
a lot
nice.
of its scenes and stuff. I don't know.
It was like I knew like the soundtrack for me was like, all right, I know this fits, I know this is what they're trying to go for, but I'm not a fan.
What?
Like I wasn't.
I
I
didn't
didn't
find it
like.
particularly
I
offensive.
understand. I know why they'd use that music, and it fit, and it was good music for the show, but I didn't like it. That was like because every
It
time I
doesn't
heard
get
it, I
your
was like,
heart rate up or
like
something. And you're-
I was like, oh, they're playing the song that, like I don't know. It's like, it didn't evoke anything out of me,
Mhm.
and that's like that's kind of like what music kind of has to do for me to enjoy it. Is it has to evoke something from me, whether it's excitement or any kind of reaction basically. And I just didn't have that with this, so I was like, it's good music. It fits the show, but it's not for me.
Mhm.
Like I didn't like it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, understandable. I mean, like, there were some points where I was like, this OST is very near, and I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah.
So I kind of capitulated to it. I'm like, oh god, they're doing like the strings and the piano and the vocals.
See, I love
and
that. I love that.
Bro, I got after we record, I'm gonna toss you some near songs, bro. It's so good. Holy shit.
That's what I loved so much about the March Comes in Like a Lion soundtrack too. I felt like it did a very good job with that stuff. So.
oh, it's almost like I also didn't like that soundtrack.
Okay. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Great input.
Maybe it's just not my thing. I don't know. I guess not.
Matt just lives to disagree with me sometimes. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Listen.
Listen. No, I'm kidding.
Sometimes I just have to show you who's right, and it's always me. So,
Okay. Well, any closing thoughts on Girls Last Tour?
The Girls Last Tour is it's the equivalent of laying in bed on a cold winter's night and trying to get warm while also like going into existential dread. That's the best way I could kind of describe it.
Okay, I don't know. That makes it sound a little worse. That makes it sound like a little more depressing than it actually is. I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that depressing.
Well, no,
but it doesn't pose some pretty interesting
comfy.
questions.
It's that kind of comfy of like you're comfy. And
existential dread is comfy for you.
Well, no.
That is where Alex finds his peace.
Just a spice. Just a little.
It's existential dread. Oh man.
Oh man. Okay. Well,
Alex is not able to truly relax unless he is contemplating all of his decisions and his ethics.
I'm a Nier fan. What can I say?
Okay. Well.
Okay.
That's Girls Last Tour, guys. Yeah.
Okay. So we were talking, and for the next episode, we had a lot of trouble just because of our schedules, just trying to make time for watching this 12-episode anime in 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks, was it?
We struggled.
Yeah, we struggled.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks. Yeah.
So, we're going to, try a movie this time, just so that we all got the time. And actually, I believe I had mentioned this another time, but we're watching all these like pretty damn good shows, right? Baccano. I can't think of anything else right now.
Everything we've watched.
Yeah,
everything we've watched has been good for the most
Ping
part.
Pong.
Yeah.
March Comes in Like a Lion.
Literally everything we watched was good.
Exactly.
Like supposed to be objectively
going to
good, no matter how much I enjoyed
is a movie that people generally don't like. I actually don't know what the mall rating is. Someone could check it if you want. But it's Fireworks. If I recall the name of it.
Oh.
Fireworks?
Hanabi. Okay, that means fireworks. Thank you.
Yes.
But because yeah,
I have never even heard of this.
It was a movie. It was a movie that was like they released the music video for it for the main song, and a lot of people really liked it, and they all got really hyped. And then the movie came out, and they were like, "That was mid as shit."
6.08, by the way.
Yes, 6.08. So I think that's what we should watch. I think we should watch something shit for once.
Oh no. Okay, but I was gonna can I just like say my suggestions real quick, just so you guys can see what I was thinking when I suggested that we do a movie. Okay. I was thinking Promare, Redline, or Akira.
Those are all very good.
Right? Like that's what I was thinking.
But I feel like we gotta watch something shit one day. It maybe doesn't have to be this next episode. But I think we should watch something shit. And if we're watching something shit, a movie is very little time commitment.
That's true. It's definitely
fair.
much easier to stomach a shit movie than a shit show.
Exactly.
Well, because if you're watching a shit show, you're like 3 episodes in, you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, man.
and that's the thing with me is I will just not do it anymore.
Yeah.
For this 3 episodes in, it's like an hour and 20 minutes in, and you're like, I'm like 20 minutes away from the end. I may as well finish it.
Yeah. I mean,
I kind of want to really watch Promare. I ain't gonna lie.
Promare was my
I've
top
had Promare
pick
on my. I've been eyeballing Promare for a long time, and I just have not just decided to sit down and watch it yet. And I have been wanting to for a long time now.
Okay, here's what I'm going to propose, okay, guys? Because because I think we have to watch something shit, okay? So we either do that next episode or we do that the episode after, okay? So I'm down for Promare if you guys want to watch it this week, because Promare, out of the things that Matt listed, was my top pick as well.
Yeah.
But that means that we all have to come together, have a 12-episode show that is shit, okay? Could be 24 if you want, but I'm probably gonna say no to that. But
all right, no, I'm not doing 24.
Okay.
12 is the cap for shit shows.
We have to come
please.
up with a show. Okay, you cannot have higher than a 6.5 rating. That is the rule.
6.5.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Are you sure you want to lower it a little bit? 6.5 is a little generous.
Fine. 6.2. 6.2. Okay.
6.2. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I can do that.
It has to be a 12-episode show though.
Okay, I'm sure I can dig something out of my plan to watch here.
So okay. So that means next episode we'll come back and we'll talk about Promare, okay? And then the episode after that, we're gonna watch a shit episode or shit show.
Yeah.
Something. It doesn't have to be the worst thing ever, but like something that's mid as shit. You know what I mean? So
something that's generally considered not good.
Yeah, like people don't recommend it. So,
okay.
Well,
sounds good to me.
So hopefully by next episode we'll be able to put something on that schedule box right there, aside from the episode that you're currently watching. Really hope so. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I mean, you know, we're trying our best to make the scheduling work and stuff, and you know, I just enjoy, you know, getting together once every other week and just talking with the boys about whatever show we watch. You know, it's a good time.
Life happens.
It's a good time.
Life does happen, especially when it's school and I have lots of calculus.
Especially when I have adult.
Yeah, adult responsibilities.
Couldn't be me.
Ugh. Imagine being an adult and stuff. Cringe.
I'm not there yet, thank God. But...
Lucky you. It gets harder every year, man. Harder every year to avoid adulthood.
All right, well, until next episode, we will see you guys. Thanks
Bye.
for watching.